Well, we're back. It's 2021 and Spurs have started with a win. What did you think?
I thought the game was okay. The goals were pretty good. Toby's header, it was like
1 millimeter.
yeah. But then Dyer put it into the goal. Either way, it went in.
Yeah, well, it's good the way the referee knew straight away. He
Yeah.
might get an alert straight away that it was in,
Yeah.
and it didn't look in.
Yeah.
But look, Dyer made sure anyway. He wasn't there. There was no way it wasn't going in.
Yeah. And Doherty got sent off.
Dude.
No reason. He should have not.
Well, it wasn't for no reason. He got sent off because he got booked twice because he was a
Yeah.
silly boy.
Yeah, that's why.
You mean it was unnecessary?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's one thing a player getting booked in a situation where he needs to commit a professional foul to stop the other team scoring. There's times it's understandable and it's part of the game. This just wasn't. One was a wild swing. Well, he didn't make contact, but I knew he was going to get booked for that wild swing. And then the tackle at the end, 3-0 up. And we're in 3 minutes into stoppage time. What's he thinking? Now, I think he's only suspended for one game because it's not a straight red. But even still, what's he thinking? And the looks Mourinho gave him at the end. He was standing there. Instead of going down the tunnel, he was standing there for a minute. Watch it. What was he doing? Mourinho was just like... no. So, yeah, that was... So here we are, talking about the negative part. I mean, on the positive side, I think Spurs went and did what we wanted them to do, which was keep a clean sheet, defend well, and be more on the front foot.
Oh yeah, and Son got his 100 goal for Spurs.
That he did, and it was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 18th player to reach 100 goals for Spurs. And Harry Kane got another one, and he's nearly in second. So by the end of the season, I think Harry will be the second all-time scorer, and well,
Maybe soon he'll be first.
He needs to keep it up for another 2 or 3 seasons, and if he can keep it up for another 2 or 3 seasons, yeah, he will be.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be some legacy for you, because when you grow old, you'll be like now you have Elfellas and Elwyn saying, I remember seeing Jimmy Graves back in the 60s and it was great. You'll be able to say, I saw Harry Kane score a hat-trick in the old White Hart Lane when you were a little old granny. Me dad took me to old White Hart Lane to see Harry Kane score a hat-trick. Yeah?
Yeah.
And you'll be able to say you saw Lucas Moura score a hat-trick in the second game in the new stadium.
Doing a flip. I
saw Lucas Moura doing a flip back in 2018 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Was it 2018, 2018? Whatever year it was anyway.
No, 2019.
Was it? I forget. I got too old now. Anyway, back to the match. Yeah, Spurs did a lot of shots, which was good. It was, they didn't put all of them in.
Bergwijn missed some.
Bergwijn missed another 2. I don't know.
I felt like they should have went in, but at least he tried.
The first one, he made a hames of the first one again.
Yeah.
The second one was a good save, but still, you want your forward to put that away. But at least he hit the target. If you hit the target, as we saw with Ndombele against Wolves, you always have a chance of scoring. Mm-hmm. If you put it into the crowd, you've no chance of scoring. Yeah. When I say crowd, I mean empty stand.
Oh yeah. Didn't Kane try to score from the halfway line?
Kane tried to score from the halfway line.
He did against Juventus.
He certainly did, yeah. And he did score against Juventus at the halfway line. Yeah, he gave it a go. I think the keeper wasn't far enough out, and I think he would have got us anyway. But it was a great effort, and it just goes to show you, keepers now will be thinking. They'll be thinking twice about pushing that far up. And the reason that keepers push so far up is because if there is a break and there's a long ball out and Son is running onto it from the halfway line, the keeper wants a head start to be able to get out and clear it. And keeper be thinking twice about it now. So, that's another thing with taking that shot. It'll give the keeper something to think about. Yeah, but it'd be sweet if it goes in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're being positive enough all around. I thought Leeds were very naive though. And the pundits and commentators on the telly even when they were 3-0 up, they were just, when Spurs were 3-0 up, all they were doing was talking about Leeds, about how great and refreshing Leeds are. Oh, Leeds are refreshing.
Yeah, that was on like BT Sport or something.
Yeah, it's so refreshing to see Leeds keep attacking, even though they're 3-0 down. And maybe it is, but they were 3-0 down. And, I don't know. You'd swear Spurs weren't playing. You'd swear Leeds were 3-0 up the way they were going on. I thought they were naive, and I suppose it does show the other side of the positive side of Mourinho's defensive tactics. Spurs team won't be naive in that way. What were they thinking? I mean, they were given even at 1-0, even at 0-0 and 1-0, they were taking risks at the edge of their own penalty box, which led to the penalty. Yeah, they were giving the ball away too much, and that's one of the things, I suppose, with Spurs. They were winning a lot of those 50-50 balls and second balls that they weren't winning in other games against Crystal Palace and Wolves. Now, was that because Spurs stood up and were on the front foot more, or because Leeds are just bad? Because Leeds did not impress me one bit at all. I thought they were awful. Mm-hmm. They were a pushover after all, which I didn't think they would be. The results suggested that they wouldn't be, but they were. And I would say Crystal Palace and Wolves far better teams. Leicester definitely far better team, if there was any doubt. So yeah, you have to beat those teams, and I think maybe the fact that they didn't sit back plays into our hands. Same as the Southampton game. They're the type of teams that Spurs are most effective against. Yeah. So yeah, well, that's the Leeds game really. Yeah, so I think positives all around for everybody. Couple of players I still think weren't as good as I'd want them to be, but they were as good as they needed to be on the day. So we've got Brentford next, which we spoke about in our last video. We don't really have Tuesday now. On Tuesday. We don't really have a whole lot to add. I think we were saying before the game that we were surprised at some of the selection, and I was suggesting that maybe these teams are selected in advance, in that Mourinho had decided his team for Fulham and Leeds and Brentford in advance, and possibly
whoever is going to play Fulham is pretty much going to play against Brentford.
Yeah. I got that. That was what I'm thinking as well. There was some players I wasn't expecting to play, but that might have been the idea, that he just stuck with the game plan. He was very upset about Fulham being cancelled so late. Was a bit unusual. 3 hours before kickoff. I mean, we were there. We had read the news and we were there at 2:30. Come on, game's not cancelled, but they did cancel it in the end. So look, they have to do what they have to do, and that leads us on to some of Spurs players being a little bit naughty
and breaking rules.
Yeah, they broke rules. So who was it?
Lo Celso, Reguilon, and who else was it?
Coco.
Lamella.
Yeah, and with some West Ham player.
Yeah.
So this just a little bit disappointing. And apparently Mourinho had bought Reggie a piglet for New Year's or Christmas. That it's a tradition in Portugal, a roasted piglet or something. So he bought him that because he knew Reggie would be on his own. I mean, that was very nice of him.
Yeah.
It'd be just he didn't buy Sissoko a piglet. Did he? No. So he bought Reggie a piglet, and that's what he does. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing to hear that. But I heard that after the game. Well, I had a feeling that Lamella and Reggie would have started against Fulham, and I expect them to start on Tuesday against Brentford. And after that, we have Marine in the FA Cup on Sunday.
Never heard of them.
A non-league team.
We should beat them.
We certainly should, but if ever there was a banana skin, this is it. If ever you think of it from their point of view, they have the opportunity to make legends of themselves. The Marine apparently are an old club. They've been around for over 100 years. They're nearly as old as Spurs, if not older. I have to double check my figures. I just saw there was an 18 something on their badge. We have to look that up. Put it up here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, somebody who, if they can beat Spurs, it'll be whoever does it and whoever scores, they will be an absolute legend. So they have incentive, but you would still think that Spurs should have enough. But the FA Cup is famous for its joint killers. And one team, as a non-league team, one non-league team has actually won the FA Cup. It's only ever happened once. And do you know who did it?
Who?
Spurs. Back in the day, but admittedly back in the non-professional days before the money came in. But yeah, Spurs did it. So hopefully it stays that way. We don't want Marine winning the FA Cup. We want to win the FA Cup.
Yeah, we want to win everything.
We do want to win everything. And
that we can win.
It's 2021. The year ends in a 1. And I have to do this from memory because I don't have anything in front of me, but Spurs won the FA Cup in 1901, in 1921. They won the league in 1951. They won the league and the FA Cup in 1961. They won the League Cup in 1971. They won the FA Cup in 1981.
Everything in one.
They won the FA Cup in 1991.
But we won something in 2000.
Yeah, we've won other trophies. 2008, 1967, 1962. There's been 1999. There's been other years.
It's
but
mainly one.
We like the year we ended in a 1.
Yeah.
So, big chance of getting into the League Cup final. Still in the Europa League. Big chance of progressing in
the Carabao.
That's the one, the League Cup. That's the one I meant. But
yeah.
Big chance of progressing in the FA Cup and the league. I thought after the Leicester game we were finished, but I wasn't expecting Liverpool to go and draw with Fulham and Newcastle, and it's back open again. And it just makes me think, if we had just held on against West Ham, Newcastle, and Wolves, we'd be there, and they'd be talking about us. But there you go. So hopefully we're not saying this anymore, and that we've realised the errors of our ways trying to hang on for narrow leads. Well, except against, it was still at one point it was 3-2 against West Ham, but trying to hang on for narrow leads against teams that aren't as good. It's one thing, as I said, it's one thing doing it against City or Liverpool, but against those teams, hopefully we've learned that we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be giving them the incentive. Oh, and you can add Crystal Palace to that list again. Like, that's 4 draws where we've thrown things away, and arguably we did the same with Liverpool. We threw a point away there. So maybe there's a little hint of some optimism there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, and what we're going to finish on is something not so Spurs related, which is our old man Poch has got the big job at PSG in Paris Saint-Germain.
Getting any of our players.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Like, it depends on a couple of things. The main thing it depends on is whether the player himself wants to go. The player himself wants to go and doesn't want to play for us anymore. That will make things very easy, for him to go. Well, not very easy, but a lot easier than if Pochettino just goes, "Hey, I want you a player." The player has to want to go.
Yeah.
Then that makes it difficult, for Spurs to keep said player. And also, we got to look at it from the point of view that where we clearly won't have money to spend with having no gate revenue and having a stadium to pay for, and we desperately need a proper centre half.
Mm-hmm.
So there's talk about Sanchez wanting out. That's fine by me if we can get someone better. Fine, absolutely. That's my belly rumbling. I hope that didn't come out on the mic. But as I was saying, yeah, Sanchez can go if we can get someone better. Mourinho just doesn't seem to want Dele anymore, and if Dele needs to go, I don't want to see. Don't get me wrong, I do not want to see Dele go. So
no, we want Dele to stay.
I want Dele to stay. But if he's not going to play him and the player wants to go, and we can cash in, well, maybe we have to do it. But I will be very sad if that happens. So yeah, we'll see. But I suppose good luck to Poch. I hope he does well. Like, he should win the French league. It's not like he's a whole lot of competition. If Spurs, if he's not playing Spurs, yeah, I wish him the best. If he is playing Spurs, well, yeah, you're going down, Mauricio. You ain't magic anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. And sorry, yeah, just the other player there that I forgot. The other two players I forgot to mention there. Well, one is Aurier, who came from PSG.
Yeah.
Would you sell him back if we could get someone better? You undecided because he's come on a bit, but he still has that mistake in him as you saw against Leicester.
Yeah, maybe.
But then again, we thought maybe the devil, we thought Doherty was going to be an improvement, and he hasn't found his form. Admittedly, not playing the same role, but it's hard to know. We seem to have a problem finding a decent right back. And the last one is the word, I suppose, because he's French, is Hugo. You see Hugo going to?
No.
No way. No. Well, he's not Parisian anyway. He's from Lyon. I mean, he's a southern boy. He might not want to go there. He might prefer London. He's settled in London. So we'll see. But there's always going to be paper talk. But anyway, look, we'll leave it at that. Good luck to Poch, except when
we have to play and
except when it's against Spurs, because we will destroy you. Then you are not. You are not. We've got the. You might be the magic one, but we have the special one. Anyway, look, that's it now. We'll talk to you again after the Brentford game. So look, is there any mischief to go on with those two wee lads there in your lap, or are we just going to? They're just going to stand there for a minute. And why didn't you wear your full-on panda suit for this video? Are you going to do it next time?
No.
If we beat Brentford and get to the Carabao Cup final, will you wear the panda suit?
Unless we win a trophy.
Okay, so here's the deal. First trophy we win, Isabel has to wear a panda suit. In fact, if we can get one to fit me, we'll both wear a panda suits afterwards. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? The deal?